Hey guys, I'm back at it, ready to talk to you about my recap and my thoughts on Week 5 and tell you what stood out to you the most. Start off with the ACC. As we all know, the big game in the ACC, or the big storyline, was Clemson edging out UNC 21-20. It was a very close game. Trevor Lawrence, 18 for 30, 206 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Again, a not impressive performance. Had to do it mostly with his legs again. It just hasn't been, he hasn't looked good at all. So my preseason Heisman favorite, he's not even cutting the top 10 right now. It's just not good. But luckily, he doesn't have to be all that great since his schedule is complete joke. And the other game we could talk about the 2-point conversion and all that. It was good call to go for 2. Bad decision. The play, I would have rather seen it throw the ball, roll out, try to pass. Notre Dame edges out Virginia 35-20. Had a slow start, losing at half 17-14, but the second half they just turned it on, pressured the quarterback, and just forced 5 turnovers, 3 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles. Their defense looked great. Held Virginia to 4 rushing yards total. So whatever they had wrong against Louisville for the run game, they seem to have fixed it. And then another thing, I don't think anyone knows this, but Wake Forest, the Demon Deacons, yes, the small Baptist school of 3,000, is 5-0 for the first time since 2006. And if I'm not mistaken, they could be, if they beat Louisville, first time 6-0. They don't win pretty. They're not good enough like that, but they just find a way to win. They're led by their quarterback, Newman, who has 1,500 passing yards in 5 games, and their receiver, Sage Surratt, has over 500 receiving yards. It's just great. And then news in the Big 12, Jalen Hurts. Well, he looks like a Heisman candidate, another Oklahoma transfer Heisman candidate. Shocker. But the thing is, they haven't played anything. It is the Big 12 defense, so it's impressive, but it's against the Big 12. Baylor 4-0, won on a game-winning field goal. Almost blew a 20-point lead. Going to the fourth quarter, up 20-0, almost blew it, but kicked a game-winning field goal. They're now 4-0, and Iowa State season, that's their second loss. It looks like it's going to be a disappointing season for them. And news in the Big Ten, Justin Fields looked pretty good. And they won 48-7, had 3 touchdown passes, 1 rushing touchdown. They just look like world beaters in the Big Ten right now. So good for them. And I also want to give hats off to Nebraska fans. They were fantastic. They were down 48-0. They lost 48-7, and no one left the building. They stayed throughout. I love that commitment. I love that passion. It was great. 48-7. It still showed out to me. Georgia, Nebraska, those are the top-notch fan bases. Everyone else, you need to follow what Nebraska and Georgia does. In the Pac-12, I predicted Cal to win a low-scoring game. Instead, Arizona State won a low-scoring game, 24-17. So no more undefeated teams in the Pac-12. To me, the only way a Pac-12 team could get in is if they go undefeated. If they went undefeated, they'd probably go in. But no, if they can't go undefeated, they need a 2-loss team, and I just don't see it happening. Well, Washington beats USC 28-14. So finally, losing their top 2 quarterbacks, it caught up to them. Fink threw 3 interceptions and just not had a good day. In the SEC, you had Auburn beat Mississippi State 56-23, and Bo Nix had a great day, 16 for 21, 335 yards, and just obliterated Mississippi State's defense. Mississippi State defense had no answer, and that was just kind of disappointing. Alabama receivers doing their thing. Devontae Smith, 5 touchdown passes, 274 yards. He is the player of all of college football this week to me. And then South Carolina gets emotional season, gets a win over Kentucky, 24-7. and Kentucky only had 212 yards of offense. It was pretty pedestrian. They had to bench Sawyer for Bowden, who is a receiver, former quarterback in high school, but they got some severe problems right now, and if they want to make it to a bowl game, their offense has got to pick up. And those are my week 5. That's my week 5 recap. Tomorrow I will talk about my week 6 predictions and week 6 games. Just want to stay tuned for that. And I just want to say thank you. Please comment down below on what you thought of and who you're looking for week 6, and like and subscribe. And thank you.